Good morning. There's only normally one place that I'm heading to when it's this time in the morning, albeit it's not 4 o'clock this time, it's 5. Torn is calling backwards and forwards. That place is Lincolnshire and Tom Robinson's, and that's exactly where I'm off to now. Let's see what we can find. So I'm back up in Lincolnshire with Dave Clarke, back at Tom's. And we're in the wired hide, and today we're hoping to get Kestrels. Now the hide's not actually officially open at the moment, it's not going to open for another month or so, but at this time of year it's just before they start breeding, so there's a lot of courtship behaviour going on. So hopefully today we might see the resident male and female displaying some courtship, but obviously there's never a guarantee, but fingers crossed. I can guarantee you'll never find me in a hide without a bottle of Purdy's. With the scene set and all the perches ready, all that we could do was sit and wait. Photography from a hide isn't always about the main species. There's always things to look at. That having been said, it certainly didn't take long before the resident female came into view. And once she had appeared, the male wasn't far behind. And I'll be honest with you, it was quite interesting to watch. There was lots of preening going on. It was almost like preparing for the first date. After about 10 or 15 minutes, when she was obviously happy with the way that her feathers were groomed, she flew off to a tree. Now, not long after that, she was joined by the male, and this was the first time that we'd seen some serious courtship behaviour leading to an attempt at mating. Now, little did we know we were going to be joined by a flock of hundreds, if not thousands, of starlings. So much so that we were treated to our own little mini murmuration. Now, if we thought we were lucky enough to see attempt number 1 in a distant tree, a couple of hours later, there was a second mating attempt a lot closer. Now, that was over before you could blink, so let's watch it again. story of kestrels during mating season is a fascinating dance of courtship and territory. As spring arrives, the male kestrels take to the skies, their sharp eyes scanning the land below for potential mates. These small but agile birds of prey are known for their striking plumage, with the males displaying bright reddish-brown feathers on their back and a distinctive blue-grey cap on their heads, a clear indicator of their health and vitality. Once the female has shown interest, the pair begin to bond. Mating typically takes place during the late spring, and the courtship displays can continue for quite some time, with the male trying to keep other suitors at bay. Kestrels are generally monogamous during the breeding season, with the pair staying together to raise their young. The female will then choose the nest site, which could be a tree cavity, in an old crow's nest, or increasingly in man-made structures and boxes. The bond between the pair strengthens as they begin to prepare for the arrival of eggs. The male continues to assist by hunting for the female, who will eventually lay a clutch of between 4 and 6 eggs. The male's role doesn't end with courtship though. He'll often help incubating the eggs and standing guard, and occasionally taking turns with the female. As the eggs hatch and the chicks grow, the bond between the pair deepens even further, both the male and female involved in feeding the growing brood, flying back and forth with prey. In the early stages of their lives, the kestrel chicks rely heavily on their parents, and by the time they fledge, they're capable of hunting on their own. Well, what a day. Yeah, when Tom invited us up, because it's pre-season and because it's not actually open as, well, certainly not officially yet, he said, you might only get 4 visits from the kestrel. Well, we've probably had between 10 and a dozen, so it's been well worth the 2.5-hour trip up here. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please consider giving it a thumbs up and a like, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything and it really does help. Until the next time, make sure you look after each other, get out there in nature, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.